A very good evening and a warm welcome to the Coral Window Stadium for this FA Youth Cup second round clash between Bradford City and Barnsley. We've got the lineups in, kick-off coming up at 7 o'clock. Bradford City then look like this: Elliot Barker in goal, Reece Jenkinson at right back, Ross Kershaw at left back, James King and James Pollard the skipper both at centre back, Daniel Devine in central midfield, Dylan Motley Henry at right midfield, Sam Wright in central midfield with Callum Chippendale playing behind Reese Webb-Foster up front and Joe Brennan on the left. Barnsley then look like this: it's Danny Rusling in goal, Matty Templeton, Jack Cowgill, Mason Holgate and Bailey Gooder in defence, Sam Hanna and James Bree in central midfield with a diamond in front behind Jack Alton the striker, with Talent Unlove and Lewis Wardle on the left and right hand side of midfield. Kick-off coming up at 7 o'clock. It's Bradford City against Barnsley in the FA Youth Cup second round. A lot of pressure's been put on his shoulders, not by anyone in particular, but he's back in with his own age group after 11 appearances with the first team.
Yeah, I mean, I mentioned in my programme notes on Saturday for those that went and picked up the programme that I think it highlights the real cohesion we've got at the club at the moment. That James is as delighted to drop in and play with his peer group as he is, playing with the first team, and I think that cohesion is fantastic for the football club from top to bottom at the moment. So I know James is as excited to play tonight as he is with the first team. These are his pals. He still comes into training every day, courtesy of a lift from Jack Cowgill, and I expect James to want to play as hard tonight for his peer group and get him through to hopefully a third round tie away against Liverpool, as if he's involved on Friday night home to Colchester.
And we will observe a minute's silence for the fallen. Is of course the 11th of November, and just have a moment's silence. Another immaculate display of respect following on from an immaculate show on Saturday at Oakwell, and this FA Youth Cup second round tie is just moments away, live on the official Barnsley Football Club YouTube channel. Looks as though it's going to be the Reds to kick off then, from right to left as we look on this blustery night at the Coral Window Stadium. And the victors of tonight's tie will head to Liverpool. So a real incentive for both sides tonight.
Yeah, I mean, that would be a huge test for either team to get through to play against a Liverpool academy that's incredibly well funded, populated with internationals from around the world, and it'd be great to see our boys up against them, but it won't be easy tonight. Bradford have got a fantastic record of developing young talent of their own, the likes of Andre Wisdom, who's at Liverpool, who moved, Fabian Delph, and one or two others. So let's hope our boys, as we're just about to kick off, give a fantastic account of themselves tonight, and hopefully it won't go all the way to those horrible penalties, Matt, although great for the spectator, I guess.
Well, Barnsley straight on it then with Pedro and Jack Alton getting us underway. Barnsley, of course, having to overcome a very tricky tie at Carlisle last week. And this fixture was more or less thrust upon them and the academy. Everything had to be arranged really quickly because this game had to be played before around about the 22nd of November, as Jack Alton's just trying to get him down the right-hand side. The referee pulls it back for a free kick. The lads did ever so well up at Carlisle. That 2-1 victory. Louis Wardle with the goal that levelled it after a fantastic free kick from the Cumbrians, and then James Bree struck the winner.
Yeah, I think that day probably Carlisle just about edged the first half, but I thought second half we gave a very accomplished performance. I thought we dominated the second half from start to finish.
Another late foul, this time on Mason Holgate. The referee's just going to have a word, but there's no afters or anything there. It was Webb Foster with who caught Holgate quite late. Barnsley's central defensive partnership both offered and signed professional terms earlier on in the season. Big things expected of Holgate and Cowgill.
Yeah, absolutely. They're two fantastic young players, and we're delighted that they've secured their immediate futures to the club. And I'm sure we'll see why we've done that over the course of the next 90 minutes.
Jack Cowgill, the physical presence, and you could say Mason Holgate with the footballing brain, is an intelligent centre-half, likes to get the ball to feet and come out of defence and spray a pass about, but he's not afraid to put his foot in, as he just has done there.
Yeah, absolutely, and Nathan Winder and Paul Bauer, our sports science staff, tell me that both will continue to grow and develop, so if they can add to their footballing now so they've got already some further physicality, then I think we've got 2 further prospects on our hands. Unlove
gets it under control, looking for Templeton. He's got plenty of pace, Matty Templeton. It's another free kick, it's the 3rd one for Barnsley in just over 2 minutes. Just going to say Templeton was the provider of Barnsley's 2nd goal up at Brunton Park last week.
Yeah, I think Temp's got himself in a good position there where he got in front of the defender and should I suggest encouraged the contact.
But drew the foul.
Professionalism beyond his years.
Well, Pedro's going to take this one. And Pedro's used to the big stage, played at Brunton Park last week, but he has played in front of 60,000 before for the Portugal youth team. Doesn't quite connect with the free kick as well he would have wanted.
He'll be a bit disappointed with that name, Pedro.
Chance to break now down this right-hand channel. Rusling opts to come out, and that's a decent chance for Dylan Motley-Henry. Rusling just caught out, thinking wrong-footed himself.
I think initially when the ball was struck, it looked like it was going to carry through to him in the wind, and it just held up there. Although the wind's blowing that way, it didn't quite go all the way through to Dan. He'll be a little bit disappointed with that, but look, they're on a big stage and in fact in a huge stadium, and surely nerves are going to play the part in these first few minutes till both teams settle down.
Here's Unlove, looking for Hannah. Intercepted though by Webb Foster. Looking to get onto his left foot. Having none of that though, the referee. Alton gives chase. It's cleared by the keeper, Barker. It's Sam Hannah in central midfield tonight. Was involved with the reserves last week, played 90 minutes and then came on against Carlisle the following day. Bailey Good is out to right back. He played central midfield at Carlisle. The City come forward. But it's Callum Chippendale who curls that one wide.
Yeah, I think we're just looking for a little bit more composure from Barnsley at the moment. Just give the ball away there.
Yeah, Barnsley always looking to play it out from the back, Ben.
We're renowned.
Really drilled into them, isn't it?
Absolutely. Mark Burton and Ronnie wouldn't have it any other way. We do encourage the boys to play. It's a testament to the quality of the coaching that they receive from Mark and Ronnie.
Another free kick for Barnsley. Cowgill this time over it. Bradford City overcame Scunthorpe United last week 3-1 to progress into this 2nd round. That's a brilliant ball from Cowgill.
Touch.
So unlucky, it's a decent first touch, brilliant crossfield ball, and that's a corner for the Reds.
Yeah, that's young Wardle, who I was incredibly impressed with, not only by the quality of his football in the first game, but his application, and even into the 93rd, 94th minute of the game, he was still harrying to close down. I thought that was a fantastic performance from what is an under-16 player at the moment, only just training Tuesdays and Thursday nights.
Swung in towards Cowgill, away though by Pollard of Bradford City. Advantage played by the referee. I think he's going to pull it back though.
Yeah. That's good refereeing actually. I haven't said that too many times in the last 15-16 months of watching Barnsley's first team match. That's a wry smile from you there. You're not getting drawn on that. You're the professional, aren't
you? City looking long for Webb Foster. As we mentioned, that physical presence from Cowgill will just usher that one out of play. As you mentioned, Louis Wardle, the 15-year-old, under 16, he turns 16 in March. You've got Pedro in attack, who's a first year, behind Jack Alton, who's a first year. He scored in the 3rd round of this competition last year against Newcastle United, and what a corker it was.
Oof, I remember that. What a fantastic effort.
So we've got Jack Alton in the ranks and Jack Walton on the bench.
Yes. Both first years, both with, I think, promising futures in front of them. I know Mark Crosley feels, having worked with some of the young keepers, that it's a position we're very strong in.
Holgate's underneath this one.
Great win.
Templeton might have to get tight here as it's swung in by Jenkinson. Held up on the edge of the box. Shot comes in, well held though by Rusling. Webb Foster with a strike, and that'll do his confidence the world of good.
Yeah, that was a great clean take in the conditions from Danny there. Also, I think we've seen from them Webb Foster looking very, very lively, looking to play in between the two centre halves. Drop short, get the ball, both of their front two.
Yeah, Webb Foster, highly thought of by the Bantams, having appeared in the League Cup for the first team this season. He's only 16 years old as Holgate heads away.
Let's get it down.
Gooder infield for Hannah.
That's nice, it's tidied it up.
Templeton looking for the run of Pedro, cut out though by Jenkinson. Devine for Kershaw. Well read by Gooder. The Barnsley skipper, that's another late challenge. And that's the fourth one. I think the referee's got to go to his book now, he is.
Yeah, I'd be very surprised if he doesn't come away with a booking for that. There was an element where I think the defender had lost control there. If he gets a ticking off here, I would consider him a very lucky man, Matt, wouldn't you?
Certainly so. Has been well, he's not been booked. He is just told off by the referee. Ross Kershaw gets away with it.
I'd quite like to see him go in the book, and young Wardle get at him for the next 80 odd minutes as well.
Yeah, Wardle with plenty of pace, described as a pocket rocket by the academy management staff. He operated as the striker at Carlisle, out onto that right hand side as Ronnie Branson and Mark Burton shuffle things up. It's a searching ball out to that far side for Brennan. He's not going to keep it in though from James Pollard. Reds throw in. It's still 0-0 in this FA Youth Cup second round tie. Bradford City against Barnsley, 9 minutes in. But Reece Webb Foster with a great chance. Straight at Danny Rusling. But Dylan Motley Henry had more or less an open goal to take aim at, but he hit the side netting from a fairly tight angle. And here is Motley Henry, harassed by Talent Unlove. No options on for Pollard, so opts for his teammate in defence of King. So Webb Foster's pulled it back really well there. Great save from Rusling. Cowgill away. Well, it looked dead, that move, didn't it, down that far side. Holgate seemed to have it covered, but sneaking in was Reece Webb Foster. He's managed to pull it back, and Rusling had to make the save.
It's a fantastic save. I think that's another one. Just Mason, clearly a bit like Danny Rusling just before, thought he was going to drift out and it didn't. But what a save.
Yeah, that certainly will have done his confidence a world of good as Holgate sweeps that one clear. I think Bolton was going to give chase then, but his boots gave way. But I think Pollard was looking for the cross field again. Couldn't find it. City knock it long down the left-hand side. That's good play infield, and there might be a chance here as the ball's whipped across the face of goal. And it's going to be kept in by Motley Henry. Jenkinson in support, he receives it. On for Motley Henry once more. Might take aim with the outside of the right foot, falls at the far post. And Motley Henry can't quite get there. But what great technique from him, just trying to dink it with the outside of his boot. But the final header coming in from Brennan, that drifts wide.
Yeah, I think we just need to weather the storm. They've started very brightly as the home team. I think if we can, we just need to try and get hold of the ball, keep a bit of possession, just take the sting out of the momentum they've built at the moment.
Yeah, Motley Henry has been cited as the danger man for Bradford City. And Matty Templeton with the task in hand, trying to keep him quiet.
Yeah, no, Temps has definitely got all the quality and the pace required to do that. But the movement from the front three at the moment is causing us problems.
Hannah to Unlove. Now Cowgill. It's cut out though in midfield. Chippendale comes forward with a 1-2. Brilliant tackle from Cowgill.
Absolutely fantastic tackle.
Full-blooded from Cowgill. Expect nothing less from him.
Yeah, no, fantastic individual.
Pollard for King. Now Kershaw. It's brilliant tracking back from Wardle on the far side.
Great work effort.
Still 0-0, but Bradford City shading it so far. This blustery Coral Window Stadium. Good with a foot in late there, free kick for Bradford. The big boys are coming up from the back, so it looks like it's going to be a dangerous one, perhaps into that far post. The Reds have got to be switched on.
Yeah, I think they just probably do have a little bit of a height advantage over the Reds, I would say.
Not the worst delivery, but Cowgill gets it clear. Kershaw drilling it crossfield, away by Templeton. Jenkinson for Pollard, now King. Wardle applying the pressure, picked up though by Chippendale. On for Brennan, now into midfield with Wright, and now Motley Henry. Looking to cause Barnsley problems. Unlove is back to see this one out. That's good defending.
That's great tracking back from talent there. He followed the full-back all the way back, and that's exactly what's required to support Temps there.
Reds boss Danny Wilson oversaw the 2-1 victory at Carlisle, and he is really keen on introducing these youngsters into the first team fold, and really does cast a really good eye over them.
Yeah, that's what I was saying earlier about James Bree's involvement. Danny's got no qualms about putting in the youngsters if they're performing well enough. I think Paul Heckingbottom plays an invaluable role for the club in bridging the under-18s into one development group and then into the first team. And it's really important this year we set our stalls out to recruit players that wanted to be at Barnsley and to continue to invest in the academy, because there's nothing better than seeing the likes of Stones and James Bree come through now.
Here come City with Sam Wright. Gets past Sam Hannah. Now Motley Henry, decent delivery towards that far post. Great take though from Danny Ruslin. Fantastic take from him.
Yeah, in a sort of swirling stadium with the rain falling down, I thought that showed great confidence to come and take that cleanly.
Wardle did well to get that under control. The ball though couldn't find Jack Alton down the line. Barnsley operating tonight again without necessarily a recognised centre forward. Jack Alton is filling that role in attack, but it is sort of Barcelona-esque again from the Reds. As Brennan was looking to get him down that left-hand side, but didn't read that early ball into the channel.
I thought that was a good line from the back four there.
Unlove for Cowgill. Still 0-0. Live on YouTube between Bradford City and the Reds. The FA Youth Cup second round. And probably heard Mason Holgate call it gone, and it has gone. Barnsley throw. Templeton for Pedro. Here is Pedro once more. Infield for Hannah. Now Bree. Intercepted though, and City can come away with it. Hannah might have to commit a professional foul here. Well, it's professional of sorts. Knew what he was doing, taking one for the team. And Hannah's going to have a word with the referee here.
Yeah, I mean, he shouldn't go in the book if their left back didn't go in the book, I don't think. But I don't think he'll get away with many more if he doesn't go in the book.
No. Wasn't the same type of foul though, was it? The other one was late from Kershaw. This one was a little bit more cynical, you could say, from Sam Hannah, but he has prevented a counter-attack on Bradford City's part. Another dangerous ball into the box. That's a great take. Rusling comes for it, and that's going to be a goal. It's a fine finish. It's a great take from Rhys Webb-Foster. And 18 minutes gone, Bradford City take the lead. Brilliant first touch, and an even better second one. Beaton Rusling at his near post. 1-0 to Bradford.
Yeah, for a young striker there, he showed great maturity in the quality of his run to pull in between the two centre halves, and I don't think Danny could have done much more. He came out, smothered the angle, and it just trickled past him. But yeah, credit to Webb Foster there. That was the type of run that was beyond his years at the moment.
Well, as we mentioned earlier, he is the one to look out for. He's only 16 years of age. Made his appearance in the League Cup for the first team earlier on in the season. It's a well taken goal on 18 minutes for Bradford City. 1-0 to the Bantams. Barnsley got to get back into this one, get moving the ball quick like they can, as Wardle finds Pedro looking for Unlove, who was going to be offside probably, but Bradford City clear.
Well done,
Templeton did read that crossfield ball towards Dylan Motley-Henry.
Commentators jinxed there. I was just about to praise Temps for cutting that out, and looked like he slipped to a certain extent there.
Templeton for Hannah. His touch finds Pedro, but his touch is too heavy. And Callum Chippendale will chase this one up against Cowgill. Cowgill does well with the first one. That's another late challenge. Free kick given by the linesman there.
Is he given that, Matt?
Yeah, he's given a free kick.
No, I'm not sure he has.
Well, I think he flagged. He did flag, but
I thought he was
given a. Well, he has flagged that time.
Yeah.
It's a handball.
I think that's because he should have flagged for the foul, in my humble opinion.
You've got to say, Bradford City worthy of this 1-goal lead. They have been on top. Probably should have taken the lead earlier on through Motley-Henry, but it's Rhys Webb-Foster on 18 minutes that gives them the lead.
Yeah, I think we just need to get going a little bit. They've got a foothold in the game now, and we've got to try and get the passing game that the boys like to implement going. See if we can get Bree and Pedro on the ball. That's a great tackle from James. Come on, Mason.
It's a good tackle from James Bree, cleared by Holgate. That's a handball from Motley-Henry, surely.
I think
the referee's not seen it, as Holgate underneath this one. Another decent cross into the box from Motley-Henry.
Yeah, good defensive header there from Bailey.
Wardle gets it clear. Alton pursues it. Barnsley need to get into the swing of things. They certainly can, certainly are capable of passing the ball sharply, but haven't quite done so far tonight. They find themselves a goal down. Just over 21 minutes played. Plenty of time to get back into it.
Absolutely. The youngsters won't be used to playing on pitches as big as this, and it's just a case of that's great feet from Pedro there.
Yeah, late challenge came in again. The referee's not seen it as good. It goes back to Rusling. Good clearance from him. Pedro should pick this up, and Unlove's making a run. It's another heavy touch though from him.
Just showing a bit too much of the ball to the centre half there. He was very quick off his feet. You do feel if we... that was...
Well, Cowgill was caught again.
Yeah, he was caught very late there.
By Motley Henry. I think that's around about the 6th time tonight. Another late, not necessarily cynical, but it's another late one.
It is. The only... Although on a different night you could have had 4 or 5 in the book, and I guess if there was an assessor sat here, he might have comment about that. But at least the referee has been consistent, and I think that's some of our biggest bugbears as football clubs, when referees aren't consistent. But he has been, to be fair. So I'd rather that than one team find themselves with 3 in the book and one with none.
Cowgill looking for options, opts for Wardle on the far side. Beaten though in the air by Kershaw. Wright pursues that one, although Holgate gets it away.
Yeah, Mason read that well. He was in a good starting position.
It's a great flick inside from Jack Alton, although Pedro couldn't get on the end of it.
Just not quite clicking as yet, is it?
No, still plenty of time though. As Devine knocks it out to the left-hand side. Now Pollard.
You can hear Mark Burton there just encouraging the back four to just push up a little bit.
Holgate is taking them up almost to halfway. Bradford have seen most of the ball, and they've seen the ball hit the back of the net as well.
It's a great effort there. Pedro closing down.
Barnsley keeping their shape as Bradford knocked the ball forward through Sam Wright into the area towards Webb Foster, the goal scorer, and advantage played for a little nick on Danny Ruslin there.
Absolutely. Webb Foster, you can see he enjoys playing on that shoulder, doesn't he?
There's another afters here, and
oh,
that's a shove in the face from Joe Brennan.
He's got to go.
And he's probably going to go,
yeah,
as you mentioned. Well, it's another late challenge.
The only thing is from here, Matt, is they both give it that head-to-head sort of front each other up. And I'm just hoping as he walks over to Mason that Mason didn't, it doesn't look like he did, but that Mason sort of retaliated. Is it Brennan, the 11, needs to leave the pitch now because he's not doing himself any favours continuing to remonstrate. I think you'll find Mason go in the book, I guess once he, I don't know, people watching might have got a slightly better view of that than us.
Well, he'll be really disappointed with himself, Joe Brennan, because this is his chance to play on the hallowed turf. In Bradford's respect, it's what it's all about as a young academy scholar, and he's reacted to Mason Holgate, who himself reacted to the initial challenge from Brennan, and 25 minutes in.
Yeah, I think credit to Bradford. They've started with a real intensity, but they have left the footing, and at times, after the ball. And I think Brennan, along with his other top 3 there, have started really well, and just a little bit of over enthusiasm, and you can't raise your hands now. I mean, I sort of remonstrated with the officials about Dale Jennings because I thought the tackle on him was horrific earlier in the year when he got sent off. But once Dale raises his hands now, 8 or 9 times out of 10 you're going to find yourself sent off. And the referee, to be fair to him, has been up with play and saw it very clearly.
Yeah, it's never nice to see when there is afters. But in fairness though to Barnsley, it was the 7th or 8th late challenge that came in, and Holgate has he took offence to that. You can understand.
I think Mason probably just got up and told him in some really polite terms that he didn't appreciate the afters and the lateness of the tackle, and with that the boys whacked him in the face. So once his temper's calmed down, I'm sure he'll be very disappointed with himself.
Yeah, it is a shame because it is a brilliant incentive for these young lads to play on the first team pitch. I know the youngsters here really relish it.
Absolutely, I caught up with Phil Parkinson before the game, and unfortunately Danny can't be here tonight because he's watching another first team game with one eye on January, but I won't give anything more away. But in all seriousness, Chris Hutchins, Mark Crosley, Paul Eckingbottom are all here, and Phil Parkinson and his first team staff are here. So that young boy Brennan there's just probably blotted his copybook, because he, along with Chippendale, Webb Foster and Motley Henry, I thought their front four had started the game really well and were causing us a lot of problems. This is my little bit of a problem now with the referee. He's obviously sent him off, and he was right to send him off, but I didn't think there was anything in that, Matt. That were just three lads trying to win the ball.
Yeah, Barnsley have got to keep their heads now and not do anything stupid. Just got to play their game, let the football do the talking.
The quality of the footballer we've got out there and the way that they're schooled to play from Mark and Ronnie, if we get the ball down with two ball playing centre halves, I'd expect us to make the extra man count over the course of the next, we got about 60 minutes.
Yeah, there's just over 17 minutes to the break as Wardle does well to keep it alive on that far side. Gets it back from Pedro, and now Gooder.
We just need to show that the young boys in a huge stadium with a lot at stake. The FA Youth Cup is the pinnacle, and it's what every youth player wants to. That's
a decent
an
effort,
audacious effort, isn't it?
As Alton was just robbed of the ball.
But what I was saying, Matt, is we just need to show a bit of composure, because we've got the quality out there.
Goes in and knocks the ball out for a throw-in as the rain lashes down here at Valley Parade.
Yeah, it does. The weather will definitely make the pitch a tad heavier and take it out of the boys, but not dissimilar conditions to last Tuesday, Matt, really, is it?
No, the pitch at Brunton Park took an absolute hammering before that 2-1 victory was played out for Barnsley. As the Bantams come forward, looking to spread it out to this right-hand side with Jenkinson. And Motley Henry looking to make a nuisance of himself once more, showing plenty of pace and some good touches tonight, Motley Henry.
Yeah, I like the way he ran as well. He ran across the line there. Good movement from the 7.
Don't forget tonight, it's not all about just playing on this pitch, but as you mentioned earlier, the first team management staff are here. It's a chance to impress on the big stage. Motley Henry doing his chances no harm, I'd say.
Oh, absolutely, and I'm not privy because it's until tomorrow, but I'm sure with our academy, a Cat 2 academy, Bradford, I'm not quite sure what category they are, but I would expect that if we saw the list of scouts attending, we'd see a lot of the Premier League watching two good youth academies here tonight.
Elliot Barker, the Bantams goalkeeper's clearance there was never going to find Kershaw on that far side.
No, to be fair, it's been his first poor clearance. He's struck the ball incredibly cleanly, and with great sort of precision and power. Actually, he's kicked the full length of the pitch nearly on a couple of occasions. That's a lovely little movement.
It was a good touch. That I think it was Wardle just down the centre. It's unlucky that from him. Just crowded out a little bit. The 15-year-old. Cowgill was looking to cushion it down to Holgate, I think, initially, and then Gooder has to give it back to Cowgill.
Just where I'm sure Ronnie and Mark are going to be keen to get the boys in, try and settle them down and explain that they are good enough and have got a good enough football.
Well, just over half an hour gone as Pedro looking to come inside. It's just too far away from him though, the touch, as he was looking to surely pull the trigger there, I think, as Holgate finds Hannah. Barnsley need to keep this pressure on now. Now Templeton. Infield for Alton. Might open up here as Wardle leaves it to run for Pedro. Knocked out to Cowgill again. Pedro making a run as Hannah tries to find him. Might drop for Bree on the edge of the area. A good tackle comes in though. Prevents the Barnsley attack. And here's a chance for City to come forward. And Motley Henry will burst onto this one, surely, into the area. Templeton comes in. I don't think he touched him though. Motley Henry went down.
He didn't touch him, but he definitely...
It was a close one, wasn't it, as Devine keeps the pressure on. But Templeton had committed himself. I think that's why Motley Henry went down, even though there was no contact. That's why the referee gave nothing. But you've seen penalties given for intent in the past, haven't you?
Absolutely. I think the referee got that spot on, but I think Temps there would have been absolutely raging with himself, because what he does is he gives the referee a decision to make, and he probably didn't need to. The Cowgill was on the cover, Holgate wasn't far behind, there was only one on about 3 of our defenders there, but no, credit to the referee, he was up with play and saw that there was no contact.
The idea though of intent, it's a tricky one, isn't it? One that springs to mind is when Sheffield United were in the Premier League a fair few years ago now, and Steven Gerrard won a penalty for Liverpool, and the referee said intent. I think it was Alan Wiley, if my memory serves me right. I'm sure I'll get a tweet correcting me on that one, but as Barnsley win a corner here.
Yeah, I don't remember that one specifically.
That famous Carlos Tevez saga. It was back then when they blamed Tevez for being relegated on that final day against Wigan, that dramatic day when David Unsworth, as well as of all people, the former Blade, sent them down. But there was no penalty given here in this instance, and Barnsley trailed by a goal to 0. FA Youth Cup second round tie. Hopefully the Reds can get back into this one before the break. Sliced cross towards Unlove. Motley Henry will hack the ball clear. Cowgill keeps it in. Barnsley looking to stretch the play with Pedro on that right hand side. Holgate for Wardle though. Here's Unlove, but he's snuffed out in the centre of defence. City looking to break with Motley Henry once more. Templeton gets his head to it.
That was absolutely great defending, I thought, there. From Pollard, the skipper. He stood his ground and was incredibly strong in the tackle there.
Yeah, Templeton really has got his hands full tonight with Motley Henry.
Yeah, he has, but Temps is up to it. He's a good engine, and we saw that the way he created the second goal for James Breathe at Carlisle, and where we've seen over the last 18 months since he's been in full time with us. He's a very fit.
Snapshot there from that far side from Wardle, just after Bailey Gooder had won a good header. Heard the call all the way from here, a couple of 100 yards away. Yeah, Matty Templeton, as you're just saying, he has operated on the left wing and even in attack, I believe. He's got a decent finish on him, and saw him score a cracking free kick as well towards the end of last season. But Barnsley trail with 10.5 minutes of normal time of this first half remaining. It was Webb Foster with the goal on 18 minutes, but Bradford City 7 minutes later went down to 10 men as Joe Brennan was dismissed for raising a hand against Mason Holgate. Gooder with the header.
It's a good header, that.
Here's Pedro. That's voice. One-touch football. It is better, that from Barnsley. It is what they're capable of. Couldn't quite pull it off that time, but it's what we want to see more of from the young Reds.
Yeah, and the boys are more than capable of that.
I think the dismissal just disheartened Bradford City a little bit, and trying to use that's another poor pass though from Holgate, given away to Reece Webb Foster. Good recovery though from Hannah. I was just going to say they're looking to utilise Motley Henry on this far right hand side.
Yeah, I think we're just trying to force it. Mason, one of his real qualities is his ability on the ball and his ability to read the game. So I'm sure when things, as they have in the last 5 minutes, calm down, we're starting to play our football here.
That's good football as Bree opposite onto the right hand side for Wardle. Can he pull it back? He can. It's going to be cleared though by the Bantams up towards Holgate. It's a little bit better from Barnsley, a bit more sting in their attack there. A good ball into the feet of Wardle from Bree. Can the Reds repeat it and go one better and equalise before the break? Here's Bailey Gooder. Holgate for Hannah. Now Cowgill. Pedro wants it on that far right hand side. Is he going to get it? No, he's not. He's not going to catch that one up. Throw in for City.
Yeah, we just got to relax a little bit here. Not be too impatient. Not try and force it. Obviously, we're missing one or two with injury. I think Eddie Rogerson's had a good first part of the season. He's injured at the moment. And he might have played that holding midfield role tonight as well.
And of course Bill El Kassouri is unavailable as well. He's the focal point really of attack, isn't he? The big strong Frenchman.
Yeah, we're obviously on with making sure that we secure BL, but unfortunately he's not cleared and not eligible to play in this evening's game.
He's a real handful, really awkward is Bill El Kassouri.
Yeah.
He's done ever so well though. It's a bit of a culture shock, isn't it?
I think he's done ever so well.
Lad in digs in Barnsley, he's done tremendously well.
Absolutely, and he's continuing to show the right attitude and showing Mark and Ronnie that he wants to continue to learn.
Bree lays it off for Hannah, and now Holgate. Will he take aim from here? Yes, he will. It's not a bad effort from Holgate. What, 40 yards out?
The keeper was scrambling. Absolutely. Elliot Barker has been quite assured in this first half to date, was definitely scrambling across, and it opened up for Mason. Great technique, great strike, zip just in front of the net, bounced 6-7 yards out.
Yeah, it's a difficult one that for goalkeepers when it just bounces a few yards in front of you, especially on a greasy surface like this one. But it was a decent attempt that from Mason Holgate. Here he is underneath this one, nice and calm header from him.
Yeah, he reads the game so well, doesn't he? He's very rarely out of position.
Free kick's going to be given for a pullback there by the referee on Daniel Devine.
It's a bit soft to me, that one. Bradford players are moaning at the referee on a regular basis at the moment, trying to encourage him
to even it up, perhaps.
Not even it up, but definitely encourage him to get his notebook and pen out. That is for sure.
Even though if there is a dismissal, like in this instance, that is indeed correct, there is that sort of mentality to even things up, though, isn't there? People seem to sort of think it's. Holgate heads it away.
Yeah, it's a great header from Mason. Shane Pedro just couldn't quite get hold of it as it came out.
Thought there was going to be another shot from distance here as Hannah gets a block in. And Motley Henry, who's swapped out to that far left-hand side for now. Inside for Devine. Kershaw on his right foot. Motley Henry looking to get it under control, does well. But Bree gets it away. We seem to have mentioned Dylan Motley Henry more times than any other player tonight as he looks to burst in on that left-hand side. Good tackle though, coming in from James Bree.
Yeah, James tracked that run well and got himself in a good position to cover behind the fullback there.
5.5 minutes of normal time as this first half remain. Bradford City 1, Barnsley 0. FA Youth Cup second round tie live on YouTube. Reds Chief Exec Ben Mansford very kindly joined us tonight.
No, well, I think Nathan Winder, who made his commentary debut in the first round against Carlisle, was unavailable for selection tonight, so very pleased to sub for Nathan. Hopefully he'll be able to join you again for the third round if the Reds can just to say turn this around.
Yeah, Gooder taking his time to get that one away as City come forward. Pedro not committing a foul as Cowgill picks it up. I think Nathan is graduating tonight at university with his masters, doing ever so well with his studies whilst working, Nathan, so we've got to congratulate him on that front.
Yeah, we will do, and congratulations also needs to go to Craig Sedgwick, our first team physio. Both have completed masters while working very hard for the football club.
And raising a young family as well, it's a testament to them.
Absolutely. I know Craig's at home tonight looking after the little one.
He's watching as well.
He is. Otherwise, he'd
so good evening, Craig, and good evening, young Alexander as well. If he's not been put to bed yet, sure his dad's let him stay up to watch this exciting cup clash.
I don't know. Craig strikes me as a tough taskmaster. If it's 7 o'clock bedtime, I don't know if he'd be allowed to break those rules. But no, and not only have we got those two. Completed the Masters, and credit to both. Paul Eckingbottom shouldn't be too far away from finishing his, so they're definitely
there's a chance here as Wardle was trying to turn on the edge of the area, just applying a bit of pressure. Barnsley, just to interrupt you, sorry Ben, for a second.
No.
It's, if Barnsley scored just before half-time at Carlisle, and if they can do that again, it could do their confidence a world of good.
It would. I think we've seen since they've gone a man down that they've left Webb Foster up top by himself. They've dropped a bit deeper, and we've been able to sort of play between the lines a little bit with Pedro and Bree and young Wardle coming in off the line. So hopefully that trend will continue and we'll show that we're capable of getting back into this game.
I think Gooder was trying to cross that one in on his left boot, but it goes all the way through to Elliot Barker, the Bantams goalkeeper. The Reds have got to make that extra man count. Not sure that one's not got the legs to go out, as Holgate with a nice dummy. Holgate looking for Wardle, trying to get it under his control. Burst of speed to put his man King under pressure. I think he wanted a free kick there, James King.
Yeah, I don't think there was anything in that really. Good ball from Mason there. I think Louis were just in two minds as to whether to come and take it to feet or to chance his arm and running behind the defender.
Templeton first touch in towards Hannah.
That's good. This is a bit more like us, keeping the ball, probing.
Cowgill on for Holgate, making a run is Templeton. Holgate just reluctant to try and force that one. Gooder just loses out on the far side. Going to be a throw into Bradford, and they'll be happy to break up the play. So 90 seconds, or just over 90 seconds to the break. The Reds trailing by a goal to nil against the 10 men of Bradford City. Joe Brennan dismissed on 25 minutes. That was 7 minutes after Reece Webb-Foster had given Bradford City the lead. Here's Gooder, looking for Hannah.
Yeah,
now
nice
Unlove. Can Unlove swing a cross in? Opts to come back though to Gooder. Now Holgate. Barnsley looking to stretch it with Templeton peeling out to this left hand side. Holgate trying to feed Unlove in down the right hand side though. Can he swing one in with Bree arriving along with Jack Alton? Comes back to Gooder.
I think this is where we've got to hope the extra man tells, because Mason and Jack are both very comfortable carrying the ball out. We saw that from Mason there. He carried it, waited for the opportunity to feed in Talent, and he did.
Here is Talent Unlove, looking to dink one in, and the keeper Barker had to deal with that one. Might just have been creeping in there.
Yeah, it was good hands again from Elliot Barker. He plucked that one out safely in what's a very, very wet conditions now. And Bradford have dropped very deep already, haven't they?
Past the 45-minute mark as Templeton picks the ball up from Holgate. Here's Hannah for Unlove. Templeton making a run. Gets it under control. Can he swing one in, or is he looking to burst into the box? Going to be a corner. Oh no, goal kick's given. Templeton can't believe it. And as we are well into stoppage time now, that's probably going to be it for the first half. So the referee looks at his watch. Yeah,
it was a good tackle again from James Pollard, but I'd like to see us play on him a little bit. He's very quick to go to ground, very quick to commit himself. In these damp conditions, I'd like to see a Jack Alton or a Pedro running at him. I think this could be the last action, Matt, don't you?
Yep. Well, Barker's goal kick is going to be given time by the referee, as Hannah and Bree, bit of confusion between the two. Gooder runs the ball out of play though. We are on to well over a minute into stoppage time. I think Barnsley would have been happy for the break to arrive, but I think now that table has turned.
Yeah, I still think Mark Burton and Ronnie Branson are probably quite happy to have the boys in and try and explain to them that if they keep sticking to what they're good at, that they'll come through this.
Wardle wanted that one. Motley Henry can't get it under control. He will put Matty Templeton under pressure. He did well, Templeton, to get it under control even after he slipped. Bradford come down the right-hand side with Jenkinson. He's got support.
That's a great tackle back
from Talent Unlove. Great work ethic from him. But that's going to be half-time, signalled by the referee, and the hosts, the Bantams, are in the lead in this FA Youth Cup second round clash. It was Reece Webb-Foster on 18 minutes. His strike separates the two sides. But 7 minutes later, Joe Brennan was dismissed for Bradford City. And Barnsley gradually came into it as the first half wore on. But the half-time scoreline is Bradford City 1, Barnsley 0, and the quick thoughts at half-time of the Reds Chief Exec, Ben Mansford.
Yeah, I think you credit to Bradford. They edged the first 20-25 minutes. Webb-Foster in particular looked bright, along with Motley Henry, and I think we just had to stay applied and stay in the arm wrestle. We've done that. They then have a moment of madness from young Brennan, who's probably in the dressing rooms now, kicking himself. And I think at that point the quality of our back four on the ball, especially Holgate and Cowgill, came into the game. We had the movement across the front line, and I think if we continue to show that composure and probe and have the movement between the lines with Alton, with Wardle, with Bree coming late, then hopefully with Talent trying to take one on, we saw him on the last man there, the way he turned him, then hopefully we've got enough quality and enough football in Nous to come through and beat the 10 men over the course of the next 45 minutes.
So the Reds have got to remain patient in this second half. Join us live for the second period on our official YouTube channel, but we'll leave you here at the Coral Window Stadium with the scoreline: Bradford City 1, Barnsley 0.
Oh, what's the change? Sean Goodwin for... Sam Hannah? No? Be out there? Who's come off? Pedro, isn't it?
Yeah, welcome back to the Coral Window Stadium for this FA Youth Cup second round clash. The Bantams lead the Reds by a goal to nil. And as your co-commentator, expert summariser, if you want to call him that,
Please do.
he has just mentioned the Reds have made a change with Sean Goodwin coming on for Pedro.
When were we back on air? I didn't give away who Danny's watching tonight, did I?
I think it cut off just before we could mention there's the
said January target.
Well, I can give you a clue as to who that January transfer target is, and the clue I'll give you is that he's male. As Barnsley pump the ball forward, looking to get back into this one then as Reece Webb-Foster's strike separates the two sides on 18 minutes, but City are down to 10 men. Barnsley have got to make them pay for that as Templeton heads it clear.
Yeah, already Bradford have started with a little bit of a higher line. They finished quite deep in the first half, which I think suited us. Pedro had tried his best to get into the game, but it wasn't quite working for him, so I can see why they've made the change. And I think this could be... that's a great move.
That's better, that from Barnsley as Bree comes forward. He's got Unlove on the left hand side. Here is Talent Unlove. I think he's trying to work onto his right foot for a delivery. That's a nice little ball in field though for Templeton with the delivery and a shot towards goal. He's flicked over by Wardle. And that's Barnsley's best chance of the night so far. A minute into this second half. And Louis Wardle just turning the ball over there.
I think a minute into the second half we've seen what could be a constant theme for the second half. Cowgill, Holgate carrying the ball out, a lovely ball into Bree. Talent tempts again like he was second half against Carlisle on the overlap. And then just unfortunate that probably Lewis didn't really realise he had a little bit of space. Yeah. He could have took a little bit longer over that finish, couldn't
Came at him quick though, didn't it? The shot from the edge of the area. But it was great link-up play between Unlove and Templeton on the left-hand side.
Yep.
Barnsley making the extra man count.
Yep.
As good as going to have to come back and help this one along as Alton flicks it towards Wardle. Alton's making the run, he's going to get it back as well. Here is Jack Alton, man over to his left in James Bree. But coming across there was James Pollard for Bradford City.
Yeah, he's been immense for them at the centre of defence. James Pollard, the skipper, he's not missed a tackle as yet.
I think Alton's going to leave it. I think it might be Hannah who's taking this corner kick in towards the penalty area. Unlove will snatch at it though, and it's into the upper tier.
Yeah. I don't think there's a foul there, but Elliot Barker definitely caught his captain there, James Pollard. They were both thoroughly committed to defending that corner. Good whipping, good height. Probably needed to be a yard away from the keeper, but a better delivery than one or two of our deliveries into the box first half.
Just run you through the Barnsley lineup. It's Danny Rusling in goal, Matty Templeton, Jack Cowgill, Mason Holgate and Bailey Gooder in defence. Sam Hannah in midfield with James Bree and Talent Unlove on the left, Louis Wardle on the right. Sean Goodwin has replaced Pedro at the break and Jack Alton is in attack as Cowgill comes away with the ball on the left hand side.
Yeah, you can already hear the shouts from Mark Burton, play.
Yeah.
Clearly the half time, although we were in the ascendancy, I felt it came at a good time for Mark to get the boys in and regrouped. We've made a change and we look all the better for it at the moment.
Yeah, the referee just having a word with Bradford City there, who just a little bit of time wasting on their part.
Yeah.
Can't really blame them, down to 10 men, goal to the good.
You absolutely can't. At the moment, they've took a bit of a leaf out of Ross Turnbull's time-wasting copybook. Not that Ross time-wasted in any way against Sheffield United or Rochdale.
Speaking of Ross Turnbull, might as well plug this one while I can. Exclusive interview with him in this Friday night's edition of Be Red, along with a catch-up with ex-Tyke Chris Lumsden. 2 exclusive interviews for you there, and we'll of course have the action shots from tonight's game, courtesy of Keith Turner, as Alton picks up the ball on the right hand side, looking to drift in field. That's decent defending though from Chippendale.
Yeah, Chippendale worked very, very hard for his team there, and he's still going in the bottom corner.
Yeah, it was a good turn, looking to come in field. Snuffed out though as Kershaw comes in field. That's going to be a foul by Goodwin though on Reece Webb-Foster.
Yeah, he'd done the hard work there, Goodwin. He'd got back in, he'd robbed the ball from Chippendale, and yeah, Webb-Foster I've been very, very impressed with. I spoke to a couple of people involved with Bradford at half time, and they're obviously quite excited about him.
Yeah, he's a real handful, and it's his strike that separates the two sides on 18 minutes. Still City 1, Barnsley 0, but Bradford will be aiming to double that advantage here with a free kick in a very dangerous position.
Yeah, we'll have to defend this well, because they look fairly good in the air, especially Pollard. You can see hanging out the back at the moment. Don't know who's picking him up there.
Well, Callum Chippendale stands over and he's lined up as if he's going to hit this one, and he does, but he's got that one all wrong, and that's well high and over Danny Rusling's crossbar.
Yeah, I think from that position, I think if it had been my player, I'd prefer him to whip it in really, rather than try that. Rusling's shown already tonight and in the first leg, which the viewers will have watched on YouTube, that he's fantastic as a shot stopper.
What a ball from Cowgill, and what a take from Alton, but it's James Bree with the loose ball forward.
Yeah, the referee's going to be adding this on, because the time wasting has started quite comprehensively, very swiftly into this half. The ball boys seem to be returning to the positions now, nearly 7 minutes into the second half, so I'm sure there's no gamesmanship being played by our West Yorkshire rivals.
Barker downfield with a goal kick.
Fantastic.
Brilliant header from Cowgill. Doesn't shirk away from any challenge. Kept in on the far side for Unlove. Good touch from him. Wriggles away from his man. That's another bad foul. And it's on Talent Unlove. The Bradford born Barnsley forward. Talent Unlove, sure he's looking to impress tonight against his hometown club.
Yeah, again, I think that's another one on a different day with a different referee. Sam Wright had done well not to find his way into the book there. This is Holgate again on the ball, carrying it out. It's a lovely little touch from Bree to whip it out to Bailey.
Can Gooder get one in? Goes back to Alton. His cross wasn't surely meant for Sean Goodwin, but he'll take it in his stride. Looking to dink it towards Bree. The flag goes up though.
Was he?
Yeah, just slightly, I think. Says the referee's assistant on this near side. But the referee, Joe Simpson, has been busy tonight because he had to give Joe Brennan of Bradford City his marching orders on 25 minutes for a shove in the face of Mason Holgate, which is why Bradford City are now looking to hang on to their slender lead.
It's another great strike from the goalkeeper, well read. Good positioning again from Holgate. That's a great header away.
Here's Kershaw with a throw-in. City just looking to work it down the channels and into the corner. Kershaw once more. Trying to get past Jack Alton. I think the referee saw that because he's not playing an advantage. Did look like a foul by little Jack Alton.
It did look like he had hold of the full-back shirt there. He's got away with it. I mean, that's just fantastic pressing from young Wardle there.
There's good pressure that from him as Hannah sees it to Unlove. Back to Hannah. In towards Bree.
That's a fantastic touch from Goodwin, that, wasn't it? Just to find Bailey Goodyear out here. Now we need some movement.
Can Barnsley get that movement in the final third as Hannah picks it up? She's going to fancy it from distance. I'm sure that took a nick though on the way through. It's a goal kick given.
Yeah, that's just where I think, I'm sure Mark and Ronnie from the touchline are just going to be encouraging the boys to be calm. There is plenty of football left in this match, and we have seen already in the first sort of 10-12 minutes of this half that when we get the ball down and play, we'll be able to create opportunities, and I'm sure that'll turn out to be the case over the next 35 minutes.
There's just been the odd occasion where our touch has let us down as another foul goes in. Well drawn that from Holgate.
Yeah, it is. Mason adopts some good positions, doesn't he? He does well. With him and Cowgill, you could see them ultimately playing centre halves for the first team in the not too distant future.
Good run from Templeton on the far side, but flag's gone up against him, and looked like he had to run past his man to get to the ball there.
Yeah, I think as a commentary team, including Mark Stokes there, were a bit disappointed with that decision from the assistant referee.
Just over 10 minutes into this second half, Bradford City lead by a 1-0 in this FA Youth Cup second round tie. Live on YouTube with the Reds chief exec Ben Mansford doing his best not to give away any January transfer targets as a co-commentator this evening.
Absolutely. I'm sure the Barnsley FC spotters are out now trying to find out what match Danny's at this evening, but I won't give that away. But it never stops, and credit to Danny and his staff and everyone involved in the club that we aren't stopping. We've invested in the squad, courtesy of the kind support of the owner and the fantastic sponsors and supporters which we've got, and we don't want to sit still. We want to continue to invest and add value.
Goodwin's dink over the top is not going to be picked up by Bree, and Elliot Barker's going to take his time with this one.
He is. Credit to James Bree for following that in though. We've however tiring it is, we've got to keep putting the pressure on them now, because clearly they've set the stall out to play deep and waste time.
It's another brilliant position from taken up by Mason Holgate, and in front of his man to head that one away. Here's Gooder towards Alton, full-blooded from the Bantams.
Yeah, Sam Wright, who's been very industrious in the middle there, the number 8 for Bradford. He's hardly given us a second, and here he is again.
Yeah, as you mentioned, here is Sam Wright. He's got Webb Foster to his right, who takes it first time. He's just sliced across the ball there, Webb Foster. And it's the Bantams' double-barrelled surnames who are causing Barnsley the problems tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Foster Kasky maybe could have took it. Webb Foster. I knew I was going to do that at some point tonight with a double-barreled Foster. Next we'll be talking about Darren Kasky with his long flowing locks.
Alton's drifted out to this right-hand side. Bree trying to play into the path of Louis Wardle. There's just too much on it, and you can see the frustration with himself, James Bree. The idea was there, he just overhit that one.
Yeah, he did. He adopted a good position. We've seen a lot more of Bree on the ball already in the first sort of 12 and a half minutes of this second half, and hopefully that'll pay dividends.
But Barker taking his time with the goal kick. Goes to the far side of his 6-yard box to take this one. Ambles up to it. And downfield for City to win a throw-in.
Yeah, it's interesting that we seem to, or Mark and Ronnie have swapped Jack Alton and Lewis Wardle round. Wardle now playing through the middle like he did against Carlisle, and Alton already starting to get some purchase on this right-hand side.
They are really a creative spark. Jack Alton, such a technically gifted, diminutive player, is Jack Alton.
Yeah, I mean, I remember that goal against Newcastle last year, and now there's a number of youngsters on show tonight, regardless of the result, that I think will challenge for first team honours in the not too distant future.
Templeton just backing off Motley Henry. Bradford City have to go back to Jenkinson. Wardle's putting the pressure on.
It's another good strike from the keeper. I've been very impressed with his kicking. All but one. Very consistent. Here's Danny Rusling again. This is where I think we'll see the second half. Mason carrying the ball out again, very accomplished on the ball. And since he's found his passing range, we've improved over the last 15 minutes of the second half and at the start of this second half as well.
Here's Wright knocking the ball down the left-hand channel for Chippendale.
Yeah,
Holgate calm and collected though for Gooder. Drop of the shoulder from him, and then infield for Holgate. And now Cowgill. Alton's in space on this right-hand side. If Cowgill can pick him out, he was going to initially, but opts for Goodwin. Now Wardle for Gooder. Barnsley need to maintain possession and maintain some pressure to try and tire the 10 men of Bradford City out.
Yeah, you can see there that Webb Foster's dropped in to nearly make it a 4-5 none at the moment. I think if that hadn't gone for a dead ball, it'd probably been a free kick there, Matt, wouldn't it?
Probably was going to be. I think the referee's just explaining that to the Bradford City defender. We just have less than half an hour remaining. Bradford City 1, Barnsley 0.
I think if we were to get one, I could see us at the moment being the better team and going on and winning the game. But credit to the back four in particular and the work ethic shown from Bradford since they've gone down to 10 men. They've applied themselves very, very well. Lovely little touch from Talent. He's got it again here.
On the inside,
he's still running for him.
Got a bit of luck because trying to come away with the ball, but Wright wins it for Bradford City, and Motley Henry making a run down the right-hand side. Holgate though reads it well. A nice little glancing header to Danny Rusling. The back two in particular in Holgate and Cowgill, Ben, really have dealt with pretty much everything that's come their way tonight, apart from the first goal, which was a brilliant move.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. It was a lovely move from Webb Foster, that run in between the two. He took a good starting position when the ball came in, but apart from that one though, I think both have been accomplished and well supported from the keeper and Templeton and Gooder at fullbacks. Sam Hanna, I think in front of the back four, done well. And definitely for the last 30 minutes of the game, either side of half time, we've looked accomplished. We've just got to keep going, and hopefully that one goal will come. And I think if one will, I can see us going on from there.
Yeah, James Bree is operating really far up the field, really close to the striker Louis Wardle.
Yeah, he's definitely operating as a number 10 now.
Great turn from Mason Holgate. Great presence of mind, not to panic. He looked like he was just panicking and going to clear it, but that's a great turn from him, and he's set Barnsley up on this counter with Unlove. Now Goodwin looking for options.
Yeah, we're wanting the ball, aren't we? We're showing for it now. You know, there's a bit of confidence and a bit of composure back into the boys now. Again, commentators curse there as Mason gives it away, but no, I feel we'll create chances over the next 30 minutes, and let's hope we get the goal that we need.
Yeah, it was Holgate's pass that went astray, looking for Louis Wardle.
This is just where we've got to have a little bit more movement, try and get away from our markers, and that's great from Talent, playing between the lines there.
There is Unlove. Bailey Gooder wants it on this far right-hand side, screaming for the ball. Holgate looking to find Bree. If Bradford can get this one, they're going to counter.
The ref's given it, but I thought Webb Foster was already on his way down there. I think he'd slipped as he turned for the ball there. A little bit unlucky there.
The Reds have really got to stretch the play now. And Gooder was looking for it on this right-hand side. That's what they've got to do, get the men out wide and really try and pull Bradford City apart and stretch them.
Yeah, absolutely. We've got to keep the ball moving. You can hear the instruction coming on from Mark Burton as well to keep playing. That's a fantastic header from Mason Holgate there.
Another brilliant header from Holgate, as you mentioned, as Wardle looking to feed it into the path of Goodwin. Bree's going to apply the pressure on Elliot Barker. Another decent clearance from him and run all the way through.
Yeah,
Danny Rusling.
The thing is now with the extra man, the ball's coming straight back, isn't it? Mason and Jack both very accomplished on the ball, as well as Temps and Bailey. So I think it's important that they both hold the width, two full-backs that they are doing. The more we can stretch the game, the more we can pull them out and probe them, the better, hopefully, over the course of the next probably 26 minutes plus stoppage time.
Here's for Goodwin. Now Sam Hannah.
That's the ball.
Towards Bree. Now Goodwin. A couple of niggles there from Webb Foster and Devine.
Just a shame there the ball into to Templeton just wasn't a little bit slower, just to enable him to take a more accomplished first touch.
Holgate looking for Unlove, but that killer ball just in behind isn't quite there.
Yeah, quite like that. Matt Burton bursting into the Bradford technical area to get the ball back into play. There was definitely no rush from Bradford there. Sort of typifies Mark's attitude. Very, very competitive, willing our boys on to win tonight.
Not a bad touch from Moulton there initially, as James King has collided with Elliot Barker, but he's okay to carry on. I think he was pulled up with a bit of cramp a few minutes ago.
You're going to see that, despite all the sports science pumped into the academies now, these boys aren't used to playing on this type of surface and this size of pitch.
Unlove's going to chase Reece Jenkinson with this one, makes him panic and slice clear.
I think Talent's going to have to get after that ball, because the chances of it coming back in a hurry are non-existent.
Well, went on top of the porter cabin over there. He's not going to get it anytime soon.
Looks like we're going to make a change here, Matt.
But, yeah, I think the Reds are making a change. It's Mohammed Saeed that's going to be coming on. He was so eager to get on. He was going to just about to enter the play there before Talent Unlove was going to be replaced. But
yeah, I think Talent can be really happy with the performance he's given over the course of the last 60-odd minutes. He's worked really hard, tracked back in particular when we're under the cosh in that first half. So let's see what Mohammed can bring to the party over the next 23 plus minutes.
Well, straight over to the ball he goes. He's an attacking midfielder in a similar mould to Talent Unlove. Got a bit of pace as well. As the Reds win a throw-in on the far side through Templeton.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure what Bradford were appealing for there, really. It was clearly a Barnsley throw-in. And let's move the ball, that's better.
Here's Hannah for Goodwin. Now Holgate. Chance for Bradford to break now, though. And that's good defending from Sean Goodwin.
Yeah.
Got his body in front of his man, and that's good defending from the midfielder. That's always the danger, though, isn't it, Ben? It's going to be, if Barnsley can't break them down, that stray ball that goes in might come straight back at them for a counter, as Hannah looks to get things moving.
Absolutely, and with Webb Foster and a couple of other their offensive players, Motley Henry and Chippendale, who's coming onto the ball now, they've got the ability to do just this and counter.
Here's Chippendale onto the right-hand side for Motley Henry. Looking to get past Saeed.
Nice, good defending from Templeton there, stood him up. We've definitely got to push and go again now.
At the midway point of this second half, Bradford City lead the Reds by a 1-0. FA Youth Cup second round action, live on YouTube. Looked like a foul throw to me.
It did, and credit to the referee. They don't all like to give them nowadays, especially on the professional arena. So we've got Cowgill now, across to Mason.
Here is Mason Holgate, signed professional terms a few months back. Brilliant sweeping ball to Mohammed.
That's a
Saeed.
Fantastic chest down from the young man as well.
In towards Bree, might break here as the Reds come forward through Templeton, who gets the shot away. That's fairly comfortable though for Elliot Barker. He'll take his time with this one.
I think Temps had done the hard bit there. He'd created the yard, and he probably could have just took a little bit longer over his shot there.
Good touch
that's
from
a
Alton.
lovely touch.
It's a wonderful touch. It's his second one though that's unfortunately just let him down. What a brilliant first touch from Jack Alton.
Just a fine margin away from creating something in this game, I feel.
And the referee, Joe Simpson, tells Ross Kershaw to get on with it, downfield.
I would have said that was a push from
It looked like a foul on Holgate. I think that's why the referee didn't give the foul by...
and this is the problem where referees can be in danger of losing control of the game, because he should have given the first one, and then when we clearly foul Bradford, he doesn't to balance it up, and that's when tempers, you could see from Chippendale and Webb Foster run high, and yeah, you'd have to say the referee would have contributed to any loss of control there.
Templeton back to Danny Ruslin. Now Holgate, seen a lot of the ball for Barnsley. Real linchpin in central defence, dropped off by Bree. Now Goodwin, this is better from Barnsley, and now Mohamed Saeed, can he run at his man? As the shot comes in, drifted wide. And Barnsley coming close.
Yeah, that was fantastic footwork from James Bree. One to take it, I think, in his stride with his right, and then he hits his left foot across the keeper. I was trying to control myself because I thought I was going to be out the seat celebrating the equaliser there, Matt. I thought it was it showed again Holgate popping it into, and we had people coming off the line there and showing for the ball.
I think it was Sam Hanna, wasn't it, with the final effort?
Oh, was it? Sorry.
I think it was. Barnsley's number 6. There's another chance though for the Reds to come forward. Not long, and flicked on into the path of Wardle, but the linesman's flag has gone up. It's going to be an offside free kick for the hosts.
I think it's Lewis a bit unlucky there to be flagged again. I thought he timed his run about right.
Another 2 Bradford players down.
Oh, I think this is going to be a constant theme in the next 20 minutes, and it's how much patience the referee shows, really. Obviously, they're going to suggest it's cramp, but he didn't look like he was cramping up when he rang after Lewis Wardle there to track back when he thought the boy was onside. I'm getting cynical in my old age, Matt.
Free kick for Bradford City. Elliot Barker, the goalkeeper, to take it. The Reds a goal down with 18 and a half minutes remaining. This FA Youth Cup second round clash. But Barnsley looking stronger and stronger as the game wears on, because Bradford City are a man down, but they're a goal up, and that's what matters as they look to add a second perhaps through Dylan Motley Henry on the far side, making a nuisance of himself again. Cowgill up against him, gets the deflection as well, and wins the goal kick.
That's good defending there. I was just a bit anxious that I wondered if Jack was going to go to ground to try and block that, and I think Motley Henry would have utilised that opportunity with Jack going to ground.
I think Sam Hanna's going to drop to central defence, and Mason Holgate's gone up top to try and win a few headers perhaps and cause a few problems. Barnsley are going for broke now.
Yeah, I don't know if that means we're going to go with 3 at the back. Yeah, it's interesting. It's interesting. I've not seen Mason play that advanced in the last 18 months of time at the club, so we'll see. Ball fired into him there.
Holgate just shepherding Motley Henry.
Oh, that's a lovely touch from Templeton.
Here is Templeton. We've got Saeed making a run down the left-hand side. Flag goes up though. That's a shame, because it's a fairly decent delivery.
It is. It's one of those positions where, when you see the likes of Dale Jennings getting caught offside in those positions, when you're left-hand side and looking across the line, you'd be hoping for Mohamed there to just keep on side.
Bradford City are in absolutely no rush to take this, with Elliot Barker long downfield. He's not really got anyone to aim at though, as Webb Foster puts in the miles. Here's Gooder going long towards Holgate. Bradford just happy to get the ball as far away from their goal as possible. Now Cowgill
Just got to keep doing what they do. That's it. Wardle dropping into pockets there, trying to play between the lines.
Good win for Gooder. Cowgill.
Just keep probing.
Now Bree. Alton's waiting to make the run. So there's another man down. And,
I think that's actually the 9, isn't it? That's Webb Foster. I'm presuming the way he stretched out to close that down, that's a bit of cramp.
He looks in pain, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does, but it's just that initial sort of shooting pain of the first bit of cramp, isn't it? He just reached to block that pass from James Bree, I believe, there.
Yeah, a few of the lads coming to take some fluids on board, as we have just over 15 minutes of normal time remaining, though you suspect there'd be at least 4 minutes of stoppage time at this moment in time.
Yeah, absolutely. Just here for the injury and the number of substitutions that's taken place already. There should be a good 4 minutes, and I think, which will happen, continue to waste time in the manner that they have done, that we'll hopefully see the referee had a good 5 minutes on.
And don't forget as well the prospect of extra time and penalties if Barnsley can get that equaliser.
Absolutely, got to be decided on the night, and spent many a year watching youth cup games decided on penalties up and down the country in my former life, and yeah, you never want it to go to penalties. I'd much rather a team win it within the 90 or the 120, but if needs must, it's decided tonight, Matt, isn't it?
Yep, and there's going to be a substitution here for Bradford City. And I'm not sure if it is going to be the man who was down injured, as Somali Sisa comes on.
Yeah. Quite sure it looks like it is Webb Foster coming off, and credit to the young man, begrudgingly given to our West Yorkshire rivals, but he's put in a fantastic shift and scored a great goal for his team tonight.
Yep, his strike on 18 minutes that separates the two sides, and the attacking midfielder Cisa comes on.
I think it's quite clear we're pretty much just playing with the two centre halves now. The full backs are pushed really high.
Templeton has found Jack Alton. Yes, he has found him. Pulls it back towards Gooder. Now here's a chance. Dinked it towards that fast stick, headed towards goal. And it's Holgate who's headed over from inside the 6-yard box, and that's the chance surely for Barnsley.
Yeah, that was a great chance, and credit to the Bradford skipper again, Pollard. He's just done about enough there, but there'll be chances to come yet. Another 13 minutes plus stoppage time to go. We've got enough quality out there to continue to create chances.
It just shows you though the importance of stretching the play, and Templeton did just that, stretching it towards Alton. He's pulled it back towards Gooder, and his cross met by Holgate, who's just recently gone up front. Unfortunately, it's just over. He's under considerable pressure though. We've got to add that in.
Yeah, it did. Credit to Pollard there, the Bradford skipper. Good ball in from Bailey though. Good ball in.
It's a brilliant ball in, really teasing one. Holgate got his head to it as the rain still sweeps in here at Coral Window Stadium at Valley Parade.
Yeah, it's been.
Oh, that's a loose one from Cowgill, and Barnsley might be punished here. As is Cisa going to be put in? Lets it run onto his left foot, now onto the right. Has to pull it back, and the shot comes in. Thankfully, from Barnsley's point of view, Cowgill's got away with that one.
Yeah, he has. I think what shows and gives me hope for the last 12 minutes though is the way that all of his teammates sprinted back and got back behind the ball.
It's Chippendale who's down now with cramp.
Yeah, I think this is going to be a constant theme for the next 10-12 minutes.
It just shows you though the threat of Bradford City, despite being down to 10 men. For all of Barnsley's defensive capabilities between Cowgill and Holgate, who've both been brilliant tonight. Just that one little lapse and almost punished there.
Yeah, we were, and I think, you know, until Brennan got sent off, that front four for Bradford, the two wingers, Brennan and Motley Henry and Chippendale and Webb Foster, I thought their front four was excellent. I'm not quite sure how we're sat as high as we are in this stand, Matt, and we're still getting wet.
Yes, quite incredible. Just trying to protect the old Mac.
Yeah, I think you should.
As we have 10.5 minutes remaining. Barnsley a goal down. Need to find a goal fast if they are to keep their FA Youth Cup dreams alive. Liverpool await the victors of tonight's tie.
Yeah, I do hope the referee's keeping a tracker this time. That in my opinion has been dragged on by Bradford. To be fair to the referee, he's been very consistent and pretty good up to now, so I hope that bears fruits for us when he's adding some time on afterwards.
Sweeping ball looking for Alton or Gooder. Goodwin's going to have to drop back and see it back to Cowgill, which he does.
Yeah, he did well there, tidied it up well, Sean.
Now Hannah in towards Holgate. Wardle looking to get on the end of it, smothered by Barker. It's a really big pitch, and both sides not really used to a pitch of this size, as Motley Henry looking to get in down the right hand channel onto that clearance from Barker, which Rusling has to deal with.
Yeah, I mean, that's another incidence of the Bradford keeper striking the ball very, very well.
It's going to be Rhys Jenkinson with the throw in on the far side.
Caesar's look lively since coming on.
Yep, here he is. The referee's going to give a free kick to Bradford here. We're just waiting to see if there was an advantage.
Yeah, James Bree there just probably got the wrong side of it.
Hopefully the physio's not going to have to come on again. Caesar's only just come on.
I can see Mark Burton's growing frustration with the Bradford sort of time wasting, really.
Yeah, Mark Burton kicking every ball and heading every delivery. Was actually handed his chance in coaching by the current Reds first team boss, Danny Wilson.
Yeah, he was.
And he really has done ever so well, Mark Burton, as the dink ball in's not going to find. I think it's Divine on this near side. Goal kick for the Reds.
Yeah, Danny Rusling, I'm sure, will take this as quickly as he can. Just under 8 minutes left in normal time now. It's time for us hopefully to show a bit more composure and try and get the ball down and create something.
Holgate was the one who came across to be the target man. There's a race on with Cowgill and Caesar initially, but Motley Henry was putting him under pressure as well. Mohamed Saeed's right on that far side as well. If Cowgill can find him,
that's
can he?
An unbelievable knock.
Yes, he can, and that's a good touch as well. Templeton on the overlap. Here is Saeed looking towards Wardle, and now Bree in search of Alton. But can Holgate get a touch in? Yes, he can. Here is Holgate on the edge of the area. Look like he's going to go down. Is Wardle going to be in? Trying to lob the keeper. It's over the bar. Goal kick. But what an attempt that was from Wardle.
Yeah, it was. That was better. Moving the play around. Mason doing well, getting it under, just sliding young Wardle through, and yeah, just a little bit unlucky. We were all sort of willing that to just drop this side of the crossbar and into the back of the net.
6.5 minutes of normal time remain as Bradford City make their second substitution of the night, though we suspect there'll be a considerable amount of stoppage time added.
Yeah, absolutely. Joe Simpson, the referee's had a decent game in the main to date, so let's hope that the quality of his refereeing means he adds enough time on. And Chippendale probably can say a good shift put in, actually. He was part of that front four that caused Bradford, that for Bradford caused us problems in the first sort of 20-25 minutes of the game.
Yeah, it's Jack Waters who replaces Callum Chippendale. And Jack Waters is a defender, so Bradford just shoring things up at the back to try and see this one out as Good has put under pressure. Hannah comes away with possession for Templeton. The clock is ticking for the Young Reds as Holgate gives chase to try and keep this one in. And it's going to be a free kick.
And absolutely it was a free kick. I said earlier in the commentary that James Pollard, for all that, I think he's been a fantastic defender and a good leader for his team.
I don't think there was any need to go in, was there?
I mean, at best Mason would have kept that in right in.
But he's not going
corner.
Anywhere, is he?
Absolutely
That's the frustrating
nowhere.
point on Bradford's part.
And that's what I said earlier. I felt there was fouls to be drawn from Pollard because the minute he doesn't touch the ball, he's going to take the man, and that's exactly what happened there. So this could do to be a very, very good ball into the box with the extra man in there now.
Barnsley making a nuisance of themselves in there as the header towards the far post. I think. Not sure if the referee has given.
I think he's given a foul there. I don't think the linesman was flagging for anything. I think it was Bailey Goodyear, wasn't it? Probably was just arms on the defender there.
Barnsley really have been going for it now with Mason Holgate, the centre half, operating in attack. Just over 4 minutes remain. Barnsley a goal down, Bradford City a man down. You've got to give credit to the Bantams as well. They really have held their own with 10 men. It's a sterling effort from them. Barnsley just growing a little bit frustrated, not being able to break them down and got opportunities as they would have liked. Mason Holgate did blaze a header over the bar though. That was arguably Barnsley's best chance. Louis Wardle a moment or so ago as Bradford City come forward, crossed in towards that far stick, and it's a brilliant header, and that's 2-0. Bradford City will be playing Liverpool in the third round of the FA Youth Cup, and it's Jack Waters, the defender, who has sealed it.
Yeah, it was a great cross, and credit to the substitute. He's barely been on the pitch a few minutes, and he's finished that off very, very well. It's a good header. There's absolutely nothing Rusden could do, and you'd probably say we're well advanced, and that's not the. The back four probably wouldn't be operating with that normally if there wasn't, under 4 minutes to go and we're 1-0 down. But credit to Waters, it still needed to be finished.
Yeah, I think Barnsley do feel slightly aggrieved because there was a man down on the far side, Matty Templeton, and Bradford City carried on, and it was, I think it was Dylan Motley Henry who ran past the injured Matty Templeton to cross the ball in.
Yeah, and Templeton looks like he's walking straight off here further to receiving treatment from Ian Farmery, the physio. So yeah, there's obviously an issue there. And that's disappointing for Templeton because I think he's acquitted himself very well in the game.
I think George Proctor's going to be coming on for Barnsley. There's Matty Templeton.
Yeah, there's a real disappointment on Templeton's face there. Yeah, I think despite the amount of time we think there's to be added on, this might be a step too far for us now to get two goals. And probably, what do you think, maybe the next 7 minutes?
I think, yeah, there's probably going to be at least 5 minutes of stoppage time. There's 2 minutes of normal time remaining. I think the physio's been on for Bradford about 3 times in this second half at least. As George Proctor comes on for Barnsley. Here is George Proctor for Cowgill. Can Barnsley make this a grandstand finish as Wardle looking to help it on towards Holgate? It's another heavy challenge in towards him as Wardle gets the shot away.
That's Pollard again going to ground, but he keeps taking the ball more often than not. But
long kick, downfield's surely going to drift all the way out of play unless Cowgill decides to try and keep it in.
Yeah, I mean that's a great kick from Elliot Barker there. He takes his, he enables them to get regrouped, get their 2 banks of 4 now. The substitute Cisa just playing up by himself. That's a great dive. Can Mohammed get? Oh, was he
up again? On Saeed.
That assistant referee's put his flag up one too many times for me tonight.
Well, Barnsley are now 2 goals down, and the 3rd round looks beyond their reach now.
Yeah, it does, but I'm all for taking the positives out of this evening. We've got some under-16 players out there. We've got 2 more years at this level. We've got a good number of first years. They've got a good period at this level. And then I think you've seen some of our second-year scholars, the likes of Holgate and Cowgill, Templeton, perform well, and hopefully that bodes well for them joining Paul Eckingbottom's under-21 group next year. And obviously Jack in particular was away with the first team in pre-season as well. So hopefully let's not focus too much on the disappointment, albeit the FA Youth Cup is what a lot of scholars will judge the quality of their couple of years by, is how far they can go in the FA Youth Cup. It is still a great barometer as to how well your academy is doing at times.
I think that touch from Wardle's just about summed up Barnsley's night. It's not dropped their way, and having gone a goal down, the frustration has just increased when things haven't dropped their way as the nights wore on.
It is, but what's been pleasing is the work ethic and the desire to get back into the game. Even now at 2-0 down after that, we've acquitted ourselves well to the last few minutes of the game.
Cowgill asking a lot of Saeed down the far side as Bradford City clearing to touch. Into stoppage time now. Here is Holgate, great turn from him, brilliant skill, trying to get past his man, but Pollard comes across, it's out for a corner kick. It's over a minute into stoppage time. I suspect we'd have at least another 4 minutes.
Yeah, you would. Credit to Pollard again, he's marshalled that back line well. He was in the right place to come across behind his full-back there again. That's a good ball in.
Yeah, Cowgill at the far post is going to drift all the way past the upright though, and Bradford City in no rush with their 2-goal lead. And Barnsley really disheartened after that second goal, because you've got to label it as a sucker punch for all of Barnsley's pressure, as you would expect against the 10 men of Bradford.
Yeah, it was a little bit, and it probably, you could argue Bradford has shown a lot of tenacity and commitment to stay in the game and to keep their lead. But I do think the quality of our football and the pressure we applied probably, that goal just was a little bit against the run and a little bit unfair on our boys. But football's a cruel world sometimes.
Proctor's throw in for Cowgill. Can Barnsley at least get a consolation goal, something to cheer about, as it's drilled in towards the head of Holgate. It's not going to drop for Alton though. That as well sums up the night.
Yeah, it does. It's just not dropped for the boys tonight, despite all their effort that I've talked about earlier.
Here's Cowgill again for Gooder. Dink up towards Holgate. It's going to be a free kick though, for a foul by Holgate on James King.
Yeah, I'm not sure that there was too much contact there. Gone down pretty easily there for me. I'm sure Elliot Barker's going to take this, as he's kicked for the full length of the pitch pretty much every time he's got the ball. I could see this ending up in one of the corners.
Yeah, he's going to try and surely go for the corner flag, and indeed it does.
Yeah, he wouldn't be out of place in an American football team, would he, punting?
No, he gets the applause as well from James Pollard and James King.
Absolutely he does. England Rugby Union could do to scout him, the way he's kicked for touch in this second half.
He has displayed some excellent kicking.
Yeah, he has.
As Dylan Motley Henry tries to keep it on the far side, Barnsley pick up possession. James Bree feeds it to George Proctor. Can he run at his man? Comes back in towards Bree. First time drive into the box. And now's a chance for Bradford to counter. Although Bailey Gooder sweeps things up for the Reds. Picked up though by Wardle. Trying to charge at his man, and that's a little trip on him. It's going to be a free kick for the Reds and into the book. For I think it's Daniel Devine, I think. Yeah,
I don't think he can do. I think, to be fair, the ball might have just got away from young Wardle, but he can't complain with that.
I think Mason Holgate's trying to take this from slightly advanced position from where it was.
Credit to Mason, he's moved it about 8 yards forward there.
Yeah, to be fair though, Bennett, at this stage of the game, you're 2-0 down, FA Youth Cup.
Oh, you'd try anything, wouldn't you?
It's a chance to get a bit of glory, a proper stadium. We are approaching the 6th minute of stoppage time, and Mason Holgate's taking charge of this one, surely.
I think he is.
Here is Mason Holgate, and it's wide.
Not a bad connection, not a bad effort. You're a little bit tired there from Mason.
You've got to go for it though, haven't you?
Absolutely. I think, just that first 20-25 minutes of quality from Bradford's probably just shone through really, and told come the end of what's likely to be a 6th or 7th minute of stoppage time.
Now 5.5 minutes into stoppage time. The referee sounds his full-time whistle, and Bradford City progress into the 3rd round of the FA Youth Cup. And they took the lead on 18 minutes when Rhys Webb-Foster calmly controlled and finished past Danny Rusling. But 7 minutes later, Barnsley were handed a lifeline because Joe Brennan was dismissed, given his marching orders for pushing Mason Holgate in the face. And as Barnsley were pressing in the second half against the 10 men of the Bantams, they were hit on the counter with a cross from the right hand side, and the substitute Jack Waters added a second. Barnsley huffed and puffed, but they couldn't break Bradford City down. Full time then, Bradford City 2, Barnsley 0. And the quick thoughts to sum up the game from the Reds chief exec, Ben Mansfield.
Yeah, as I said towards the end of the commentary there, I'd like to look at the positives for tonight. They'll all be bitterly disappointed. You can see the way our boys are trudging off. They've given a 110% effort there, just come up short a little bit of quality in the final third, and that was probably the difference between the two teams. When it was 11v11 in the first 25 minutes, I thought the front four, led very, very well by Webb-Foster, was probably the difference. Saying that, in the second half, I thought some great performances from our boys, but when push came to shove, we just lacked that little bit of composure in front of goal to convert one or two of those chances. But we've got a number of under-16s involved in the squad, a number of under-17s involved in the squad, and the 2 or 3 senior players, the second years, well, contract decisions will come up. Obviously, we've got out there already, guaranteed professionals in Bree and professionals already in Cowgill and Holgate. So let's look to those positives, dust ourselves down, and I'm sure that group of players under the leadership of Mark Betton and Ronnie Branson will finish the season strongly in the league, and let's hope for maybe a little bit of silverware through that tournament.
Yep, Barnsley's young team have left absolutely everything out on the pitch here at Valley Parade. We'll leave you with a full-time scoreline in this FA Youth Cup second round clash at Bradford City 2, Barnsley 0.
Gents, is that all right?